After that major dump yesterday on the market, Bitcoin is finally starting to be bouncing back right now here. And right now, I need to exactly talk about what is happening next here, because we are creating still a major CME gap above us. I'm going to be talking about that and of course about many more important charts, important trend lines we need to discuss exactly on today's update video. So without any further ado, guys, today's update video will be definitely focused on the technical analysis on Bitcoin right now here. I mean, I have done a deep dive, a lot of research about fundamentally different right now here and what is fundamentally changing. There's not so much compared to the things we talked about yesterday. So I'm going to be exactly discuss this here and much more important stuff here about, of course, the spot Bitcoin ETF, the most important charts and much more here. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So yesterday's video, I also exactly discussed we are right now creating a CME gap. That was the only positive that we were creating yesterday after creating, of course, that massive dump towards the downside. I mean, yeah, we clearly saw Bitcoin had a massive dump towards the downside, but we did dump already before the weekend was over. And due to that, we created a CME gap. And the CME gap is trading around 104.8K. And I already said it, like usually within 48 hours after the weekend, we tend to fill it up here. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but I do really still expect that we are going to be filling up this gap eventually. And that is, of course, an absolutely massive trade here because Bitcoin pumped all the way back within about 7.5% if we are going to come back towards the CME close price, which I do really think is likely going to be happening. So Bitcoin is bouncing back here, and honestly, we can start to see on the 1 hour time frame, we are creating a major downward sloping trend line, right? So every single time once we did touch this level, we got rejected, and the chances of this once again happening are of course quite big. But if in case we potentially break above this level, is of course a confirmation we are probably going to be seeing a bigger continuation for the Bitcoin price action higher. And we can also start to see that on this chart right here, right now here, we first only not created a downward sloping trend line, got rejected by this level multiple times in a row, but after we broke above it, this level actually flipped into support. And yes, I literally talked about it yesterday while we were trading at it. And if you did open to trade on this level, congratulations, you did an absolutely banger of a job here. I mean, currently on the bigger perspective, Bitcoin is indeed retesting just major downward sloping resistance into support right now here. And yeah, that is just great to see. We're also right now starting to be trying to be breaking back above this very key important level in the market. If we however can break back above this level, a continuation higher could be very much in play right now here. I mean, what we saw again here is just a very big shakeout of weekends in the market. So ultimately, things are looking very bright for Bitcoin. I mean, what we can see on on-chain data is that if we're going to compare old versus new wheels, we are seeing a lot of new wheels entering the market right now here, indicating, of course, a lot of new money is coming in the market right now here. Also, if we must be believing any of these previous cycles, guys, usually during January, it is a long period of consolidation, and that is also exactly what we have seen this cycle right now as well here. And usually around March and February is also the period where we can see consolidation, but in February is of course always whenever we do see that exponential rally higher. And like we know, in exactly 4 days from now on, it will be February. So I am starting to get also quite excited for what is about to be happening there next year. And yeah, also if we're going to compare it towards the previous inauguration of Trump, yeah, it does really make a lot of sense that we do see some consolidation in that first period here. And yeah, I'm very excited for what is happening next year because we're still playing around with a strategic Bitcoin reserve announcement. And if that is going to come, it will obviously be extremely bullish for the Bitcoin price action. Like I exactly predicted on yesterday's video, we did saw some major outflows coming in on the spot Bitcoin ETF here. BlackRock still buying ever so slightly. But yeah, seeing some slight little outflows coming again here isn't necessarily all too surprising. Mainly coming from Fidelity and from Bitwise. Anyways, we just broke a major 9-day consecutive inflow, but yeah, that is just unfortunate, and I mean, it doesn't really mean all too much here for Bitcoin. Then, on the bigger perspective, on the 12-hour time frame, we can start to see that maybe we are starting to create somewhat of a falling wedge here right now here on the Bitcoin price section, with of course a downward sloping resistance line, a downward sloping support line, And yeah, somewhat of a Bitcoin price action that is getting squeezed up right now here. So we can see Bitcoin has been consolidating for a very long time after we moved up towards $100,000. Then now, once again, we're starting to see another push higher and somewhat of a falling wedge structure, which is ultimately a compression structure, which pushes the price much, much higher. So really, if we can break this downward sloping resistance line, I do think Bitcoin could be seeing so much more beautiful price action. Just like I discussed earlier in the video, usually during February, we do see very exponential price growth. And that is just the thing I am very excited for right now here. So February is definitely a range and a period much looking forward towards. Also, the Bitcoin strategic reserve, guys, that could be the announcement of Bitcoin really pushing up higher. And yeah, with this strong recovery back towards the upside, it is looking likely that it's going to be happening. So I'm very excited for all the strong recoveries which we are currently creating. Ultimately, on the bigger perspective, we are looking very strong, guys. Like I stated also in yesterday's video, in terms of timing, it doesn't really make a lot of sense that the market has stopped out already. I think at least we've got another 100 days to go here. And of course, the longer we're going to consolidate right here, the more riskier Bitcoin is going to become, that it is potentially topping out here. And of course, I am going to be notifying everyone out there as soon as this is going to be happening. Guys, if you want to be trading still and benefiting still from altcoins, Bitcoin, from the volatility right now here, there's an insane deposit bonus currently running on Blofin. I mean, you can currently win up towards a Porsche 911 here by just signing up an account to Blofin and of course start to be trading there here. So if you're looking for a reliable exchange with good liquidity, with good pairs listed, and with good leverage, Blofin is definitely the exchange you want to be signing up to. So if you right now sign up account using that link below, guys, the highest link below, you will be able to get that insane deposit bonus here. So don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. Further on, I want to be discussing, of course, the fact that Bitcoin, indeed, we already know it, is seeing a massive drop here in exchange reserves here. So basically still is seeing a major increasement in demand for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is still on the verge of having a major breakdown here. I mean, all the indicators are currently pointing that out here. And honestly, if we're also looking at the Bitcoin dominance, last time around in 2021, January was the top here. And now it is January 2025, exactly 4 years later. So let's see how it is going to be playing out here. And is this the right timing we've been all waiting for? So altcoins, I'm not going to be going too much in depth about it. But one thing I really want to be talking about on the Ethereum price action. Honestly, I am getting just so super excited by this exact chart right now here. We are creating one of the most bullish falling wedge I've seen in a very long time here. I mean, Ethereum is getting heavily hated, but the chart is just looking extremely bullish. This really looks like it's going to be is getting compressed and is about to be breaking up to $44,200. So honestly, I think Ethereum is looking very strong right now here. And if this next move towards the upside is going to come, of course, you could be expecting it's not only Ethereum that's going to be benefiting from it, but also a lot of layer 2s here. So I have been positioning myself very well right now in the market to, of course, massively benefit from this. But yeah, of course, make sure to do your own research. But Ethereum, really, if you're looking at the chart, looks like it's going to be breaking out any moment soon here. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from it, don't forget to slap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.